Today on Cptv, University police are investigating an assault and attempted robbery in the PCV parking lot.
Students may be facing another tuition increase due to an important proposition on the November ballot.
And undocumented students get a new chance to improve their immigration status.
Live from Studio 300 on Cal Poly's campus, I'm Joseph Corral.
And I'm Olivia Bickle. You're watching Cptv. University police are still searching for the suspect in an assault and attempted robbery on campus. Police responded to a call early Thursday morning at the Village Drive parking structure in Poly Canyon Village. The victim was walking alone to his car when he was approached by an unknown male. The suspect demanded the victim's belongings. After the victim refused, the suspect attempted to cut him with a knife. The suspect is described as a white male about 6 feet tall with a very thin build, brown hair, and dark eyes.
To try to get a rendering of this individual so we can release it to the public. We do have a good description. I think we have a better description than we normally have in these instances.
Students and staff celebrated the life of a physics major who recently died in a skateboarding accident. A memorial for Jacob Van Stiveren, known by many as Kobe, was held in Science North on Tuesday. Kobe died after colliding with a pickup truck while skateboarding down Grove Street. He was a fourth-year student, remembered by his professors for his curiosity and desire for learning. Classmates shared memories of his compassion for others.
I'm just seeing his smile and the brightness that he seems to emanate. It's a darker world, I think, without his radiance.
President Armstrong also recognized Kobe as a student who truly embodied learn by doing. All who attended were reminded of how precious life is.
The student success fee that students voted for last spring is making changes on campus. Cptv reporter Christina Favuzzi gives us an update on how those funds are being used.
Based on the survey students completed last year, ASI President Katie Morrow said the highest priority is adding more classes.
As promised, the majority of the funds, a huge majority of the funds, went to academic access and programming. So we really wanted to make sure that students had an easier time getting into their classes and had more classes available.
More than 67% of the fee went to offering more classes. 83% of funds went to providing students with better ways to register for classes. Cal Poly is hoping to hire 3 new counselors in the health center with money from the student success fee. Money will also go towards the Disability Resource Center so they can offer better services for students. Vice President of Administration and Finance, Larry Kelly, said the student success fee will help cover the losses from state budget cuts.
In supporting the quality and supporting student success, progress to graduation, because of what's happening in the state budgets.
ASI President Katie Morrow said she thinks students will be glad they voted for the fee because it supports the overall improvement of their education. Christina Favuzzi, Cptv.
Money for athletic scholarships declined because of state budget cuts, but because of the student success fee, athletes are able to receive their scholarships again.
ASI is encouraging Cal Poly students to register to vote. Last Tuesday was National Voter Registration Day. ASI hosted a drive-in, a nationwide push to increase the amount of registered voters by November. This effort is part of a larger CSU competition to sign up students to vote. Last year, Cal Poly won the competition by getting the most voter registrations. The Women's League of Voters will be on campus from October 9th to the 22nd, signing up any unregistered students. October 22nd is the last day you can register to vote in the election.
Students in the CSU system may have to dig deeper into their pockets to pay tuition, starting in January. Cptv reporter Jennifer Young found out why.
The CSU Board of Trustees voted on September 19th to raise tuition 5% if Proposition 30 is not passed by voters in November. Proposition 30 would help avoid another cut in funding and benefit students.
If Prop 30 does pass, we would not see the $14.5 million reduction in our state support. And the CSU trustees have agreed to roll back the $500 fee increase that was effective for the current quarter.
If Proposition 30 fails, the CSU system will face another trigger cut.
If Prop 30 does not pass, then there is a trigger cut built into the legislation that would take about $250 million away from the Cal State system. That is about $14.5 million away from Cal Poly.
Some students are not excited that the possibility of paying higher tuition is around the corner.
I'm not happy about that at all, you know. I'm not personally paying for my tuition, but my parents are, and they worked hard for that money. And I think already college costs a lot of money here compared to other countries, and I don't think it should go up at all.
Voters will be able to decide the fate of the CSU system when they cast their votes on November 6th. For Cptv, Jennifer Young.
You can find out more information about Prop 30 and other issues on the ballot at slowcounty.california.gov.
Tonight, San Luis Obispo residents have the opportunity to learn about the candidates running for Congress. Lois Capps and Abel Maldonado will be participating in a forum hosted by the San Luis Obispo Tribune and the League of Women Voters. The forum is tonight at 7:30 and will be held at 3825 South Aguilera Street. The forum is open to the public. Seating is first come, first serve.
Now he's setting his sights on Congress, where he is.
A new administrative action from the White House has given hope to some undocumented students at Cal Poly. Cptv reporter Armando Garcia explains this measure and what it means for some students.
Now that they passed the deferred action, I'm actually much more motivated that I can get a job and I don't have to just have a limit of will I get a job or not.
Monica Aguilar is not her real name. She's one of the 1 million undocumented students that are breathing easier this school year because of the Obama administration's Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, which began last June. The deferred action gives temporary legal residence to undocumented students and makes them eligible for a work permit. Attorney Kevin Gregg from Paso Robles is helping students like Monica fill out their application, which, as he explains, has strict requirements.
That they entered when they were under 16 years of age, that they were 31 or under on the date the program was announced on June 15th, 2012, that they can prove they were present on that date and for the 5 years preceding that date.
Other requirements are that they be high school graduates, have a GED, or currently enrolled in school. Also that they've never been convicted of a felony, a significant misdemeanor, or 3 or more misdemeanors.
With the presidential election just 38 days away, Cal Poly students can only wonder what will happen to Obama's deferred action if he is not re-elected. Cptv News, Armando Garcia.
Tune in next week to see part 2 of this story. Armando will elaborate on some of the views in favor and against deferred action.
Coming up next on Cptv, Christina Favuzzi has your weekend weather update.
Learn about President Armstrong's newly informed council for semesters versus quarters.
And find out what the plastic bag ban means for you.
Store because I feel like it's really branding Cal Poly. You have Cal Poly everywhere, and then when it was El Corral bookstore, you kind of don't really know what they're selling, but when it's a university store, they could be selling like everything from sweatshirts, from everything else, and not just books. So.
Welcome back to Cptv. It's time for our weekend weather update.
Reporter Christina Favuzzi is joining us in the studio today. How's it looking, Christina?
Thanks, Olivia and Joseph. We have a beautiful weekend ahead of us. It's going to be quite warm out there. So start making plans to head to the beach. Behind me you can see a shot of Bishop's Peak, and as you can see, it is a great day to be outdoors. Let's take a look at our headlines. Today we have some fog and cloud cover. Early on, but it'll burn off in the afternoon to sunny skies. We'll be in the low 70s today. Perfect temperature for a hike up to Bishop's Peak or a trip out to Avila. And we're going to have a major heat wave this weekend with temperatures reaching into the 90s. It'll cool down into the 70s next week, but expect it to stay fairly warm. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. So you'll see today we have a high of 72 and a low of 55. Saturday will warm up to 80 degrees, and on Sunday, 92. So pull up that sunscreen and get ready, because even though classes have started, summer is definitely not over. It'll stay hot into the school week with a high of 94 on Monday, and the heat wave will last through Tuesday, and then we'll have a gradual cool down. It will get progressively cooler throughout the week, but it'll still be hot out there with temps in the high 70s
all week long. So head to the lounge pool or the beaches this weekend and enjoy those warm temps. Back to you, Olivia and Joseph.
Thank you, Christina. It is going to be one hot weekend.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll be so tempting to go out and be out in the sun.
I can't wait.
Lots of homework.
That's fine. We can manage. I think we can manage.
We can do it.
Well, what began as rumors several quarters ago is now slowly becoming a reality.
President Armstrong and a committee are considering switching Cal Poly to a semester schedule.
The Semester Review Task Force, as they are called, is made up of 23 individuals from Cal Poly's campus. The committee will see if the switch will be right not just for students but for faculty, staff, and administration alike. But right now, it's too early to tell if the transition will actually occur.
I think it's hard for us to say right now, and that's exactly why the task force has come about. We just want to understand what it means. We don't know exactly what it would mean to switch to semesters right now. It's different on every campus, and it's definitely different here. So I think that this task force is around to make sure that everyone has a chance to say what are some of the benefits and maybe what are some of the downsides if we were to switch to semesters.
The Mustang Daily article mentions that President Armstrong would like to see things change as soon as 2014. But philosophy professor and task force committee chair Rachel Fern-Flores says that the only condition that things would start that early is if the conversion process would go smoothly. ASI President Katie Morrow also believes that getting things started that early is only possible if Cal Poly is ready for it.
Well, I wouldn't call it a goal of President Armstrong's to start by 2014. From what I've heard, he's going to start whenever it's feasible, if that's the decision. So I think that the campus is flexible enough in understanding that we'll go with the timeline that works best. We're not going to force a process if it's not the right time. So I'm comfortable with the timeline.
Alice Turs, Cptv.
You can see the Mustang Daily article on the semester task force on mustangdaily.net.
A discussion of the turbulent political climate will be happening on the Cal Poly campus tonight. A panel of experts from around the community, including Senator Sam Blakesley, will be talking about politics and the balance between individuals' needs and the needs of the population at large. The forum is produced by the Cal Poly Political Science Department and will also host several student panelists who will levy their opinions against the experts.
How we really think that things could be and things maybe should be in the future.
The nonpartisan discussion will focus on how today's political climate could change to better accommodate the nation's needs. The talk will be Friday, September 27th from 7 to 9 p.m. and it is free to the public.
Week of Welcome has come and gone once again. Every year, the WOW Board fine-tunes the program, hoping to bring the best experience to incoming students. Cptv's Brandon Jones gives us this year's WOW recap.
Another year, another week of welcome for incoming freshmen at Cal Poly. WOW has changed over the years, much to the chagrin of some students, but both orientation leaders and staff members are prepared to defend the program's progression. And statistics don't lie. Police made less arrests and hospitals saw fewer admissions during this WOW week compared to past years. Former WOW facilitator Ryan Vilfer contends that the new program stays true to the goal of WOW and calls this year the best WOW yet.
So as a leader, I've seen it grow the past few years, and each and every year it continues to build on top of the previous year. And my WOWies really loved some of the new awareness presentations.
It's not just the leadership who believe this year was a success. The freshman class seems to agree with his sentiments.
Oh, that's cute.
Several first-year students had enthusiasm as sincere as previous classes.
It really helped me realize that I could just spend a lot of time socializing, meeting new people, making connections, making new friends, and ultimately just getting to know the city.
WOW continues to shift its focus. It used to be an introduction to San Luis Obispo, educating students about sober, local activities. While this is still an important part of the program, orientation leaders have made the conscious shift to portray WOW leaders as an ongoing resource for incoming freshmen. Leaders are friends to lean on, experts to rely on, and shoulders to cry on, all at once.
Because every incoming student kind of wants to have that cool card, when the reality is that almost all students are dealing with something. It could be homesickness, it could be a more serious awareness topic that they're going through. But I think by showing all the WOWies that, hey, like, we're not alone, and that we do have resources to turn to on campus if we do ever need help. And one of the best resources is turning to your WOW leader.
A balance between freedom and fun has historically been difficult for the program to strike, but after years of evolution, WOW seems to at last be in harmony with the community, administration, and most importantly, the new students. For Cptv, I'm Brandon Jones.
The new WOW board is already surveying this year's participants to find out how they can make the 4-day experience better for next year.
Well, starting this Monday, you won't be able to take your groceries home in plastic bags. San Luis Obispo grocery stores will stop offering plastic bags, and instead they will charge 10 cents for every paper bag. The plastic bag ban encourages local residents to bring reusable bags to stores. It is also effective on the Cal Poly campus, which means campus dining locations will not be using plastic bags either. While many residents are excited about cutting down their carbon footprint, others think the ordinance is an inconvenience.
Frustrating thing if we would go to VG's and they were out of bags, because you need bags. Like, I used to always buy the water bottles and Odwalas and stuff, and it's not easy carrying back like 6 of those to the dorms.
If you're going to a grocery store, convenience store, or any big box store in San Luis Obispo, you'll need to bring a reusable bag if you don't want to face the fee. Stores like Target and Trader Joe's sell reusable bags for as little as 99 cents each.
The beginning of the school year is well underway and the student population is back in town. I found out how the business economy here in SLO is affected by the fluctuating population throughout the year. San Luis Obispo's economy is strongly affected by students in the community. During the school year, students increase the town's population by thousands. When summer comes around, stores rely heavily on tourists visiting San Luis Obispo to make up for the decrease in the town's population. Luckily, San Luis Obispo's Central California location fares well with tourists and brings a wide array of visitors here during the summer.
San Luis Obispo is primarily a tourism destination, so during the summer we definitely see a huge increase in the tourists coming to visit.
The San Luis Obispo Chamber of Commerce, who works with local businesses, also takes measures to make sure the economy stays as stable as possible.
We're also very much into economic development, so making sure that tourism promotion is a huge arm of economic development.
One issue that local businesses face in San Luis Obispo is larger chains coming into town, which raises competition. The Chamber of Commerce urges... I never thought about how many tourists actually come here to SLO during the summer.
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually work downtown, and so many people from out of the country come visit the Central Coast, which is really cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, it definitely, I think, helps the economy when the students aren't here during the summer.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, well, coming up on Cptv, Mustang football is looking good. They have an undefeated season so far.
And you can learn about the new places to eat on campus.
I think the name is a little ridiculous because it's not very original. It's kind of like any school could be called the University Bookstore, and I'm going to be sad if somebody wanted Vespa because they came up with this name. I think it could have been a lot more clever, and it's just kind of boring.
Welcome back to Cptv. Sports reporter Brittany Woodard is here with us, bringing us some updates for the new school year.
There are many teams who have began the school year with a few wins under their belt.
Yeah, you guys are right. This team has actually started their season 3-0. The Cal Poly football team is one of the teams having great success this fall. The Mustangs have moved into the top 25 in both the Sports Network FCC poll and Coaches poll. This ranking was released last Monday when the Mustangs beat rival UC Davis 28-0. The Mustangs received the Golden Horseshoe for the first time in 4 years. Senior slotback Deontay Williams led the Mustangs with 188 yards on just 20 carries, scoring 3 times. The Mustangs have continued their 6:30 a.m. practices this week, preparing for another win against North Dakota this Saturday. Their next home game is on October 13th against Northern Colorado. Cal Poly's men's soccer is off to one of the best starts in program history. The Mustangs tied a program record with 5 straight wins, including a huge 2-1 win against Harvard University. The Mustangs opened Big West play Friday night at Cal State Fullerton. Junior midfielder George Malachi says the team's mentality going into play is the same as always. Play as one with a 0-second memory. Cal Poly is 8-2 versus the Titans under 7th-year head coach Paul Holliker. The Cal Poly volleyball team started off their season with a tough preseason schedule. The Mustangs have played top national teams including University of Texas and San Diego. The Mustangs are missing the help of All-American Jennifer Ketty, who averaged 4 kills per set last season. However, the Lady Mustangs are looking to find their second win of the season against rival UC Santa Barbara. The tip-off is at 7 p.m. at Mott Gym this Saturday. Cal Poly's women's soccer conference play this weekend as they battle Pacific and UC Davis in Alex Spangler Stadium. The Mustangs have dropped their last 5 games, but 2 of the losses have been to 2 ranked teams. This weekend, the Mustangs are ready to break their 5-game losing streak. Head coach Alec Crozer says he is looking for senior captain Shannon Rovetta to be the backbone of the team and lead her team to victory.
Well, it seems like the football team is doing extremely well already, as well as all the other sports.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to check out the next home game, which is October 13th. So are you guys going to be out there?
I think I'm going to try. I've been to a lot of soccer games, but I need to make it out to a football game, of course.
Yeah, definitely. We got to show our school spirit.
Exactly.
They're so fun to go to also, so. Well, San Luis Obispo is still one of the top cities in California with the highest gas prices. A year ago, gas was at $3.96. According to the AAA Daily Fuel Gauge report, the current gas price is now $4.21. In early October, gas prices should be at a record high when President Obama debates Republican Mitt Romney. Rising energy prices lead to slower economic growth. These kinds of factors impact the election. If you want to find the cheapest gas in California, you can head to Yuba City, where the gas is $4.02.
Campus dining underwent a lot of changes over the summer. Cptv reporter Kelly McDonald has the update on where you can grub down.
Campus dining has added some new options for students this year. We really want to just provide fresh new options for our students, and we're always on the lookout of what our students are looking for. To start, Subway will be serving sandwiches in the Dexter building. An independent group is operating the franchise on Cal Poly campus. They hope to open as soon as possible. VG's Cafe underwent a makeover as well. The freshman dining hall now features brand new seating and new food options. There will also be a water feature in the middle of the dining area. Campus dining also added a second Starbucks located inside of Campus Market. Besides renovations and new dining options, many of the dining venues have also extended their business hours.
I would say across the board we have new products at almost every venue on campus. So I would just encourage students just to get out and check it out and see what's new.
Nishya Naga said that students can expect to see changes in dining menus each month as well. The new Starbucks in Campus Market will be having its grand opening this Monday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They will be having door prizes and free samples. They will also be having deals after 5 p.m.
For more locations, hours, and the latest updates on changes to campus eating options, visit dining.calpoly.edu.
I'm really excited for all those new options, especially those free samples she was talking about.
Exactly, and if you haven't checked out Vista Grande, you need to go look at the renovations.
Yeah, I've heard it's called the Complex.
The Complex,
now.
I'm sorry.
So I'll have to go check that out. Well, coming up on Cptv, David Aguilar brings you the latest entertainment news in the Hollywood Minute.
A few big names and big ideas are coming to Cal Poly this weekend. That's next.
The new school year has brought a variety of entertainment to Cal Poly.
David Aguilar has our Hollywood Minute.
Thanks, guys. We have some exciting shows coming up this season. What can we look forward to this week? Let's take a look. The Hollywood Minute starts now. Elvis Costello is performing at the PAC this Saturday at 8 p.m. Costello is a Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter. His music features a rich vocabulary and diverse style. His new wave sound originated in London's pub rock scene in the 1970s. Costello will be playing music from his entire career and is known for interacting with the crowd. Come find out why this artist made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Tickets range from $55 to $85. TED, an online video company, is filming multiple talks on the Cal Poly campus today. TED is dedicating to promoting what they call ideas worth spreading. The talks are filmed around the world and feature various experts on topics ranging from music to neuroscience. The talks, then available are to watch online for free. Today's talks will be filmed in the PAC, and campus will revolve around the power of the online community. Confirmed participants include one of the youngest attendees of Cambridge University and Google Plus marketing employee, and an internationally acclaimed photographer. The event runs from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and will produce about 14 new videos for the website. Earlier this year,
Well, that's it for Cptv. Be sure to tune in next week. You can find our broadcasts on Charter Channel 19 and on Campus Channel 2.
You can also find our broadcast on our new website, www.mustangdaily.com/cptv. From all of us here at Studio 300, have a great day, Cal Poly.